Hello again, students. Welcome to another rendition of www.sketchup.com free. Today's lesson, we're going to make a table with a round tabletop. So without further ado, let's begin. I want you to navigate to the SketchUp landing page. And once you get here, you move up to the upper right where you see the icon of the little person. Select it, select My Apps. You may have to sign in with your Google account. If you see this, select My Products. Your objective is to launch the free version of SketchUp.com. I'm launching SketchUp for Web Freemium, and you'll see the familiar red logo. I'm selecting Create New, Simple Template Feet and Inches, and move to the right where I see the Model Info tab. I select it, and I want to change the format to decimals, leave the precision as the default, and then highlight and change the snap interval to 0.125. I always do this and lock it in with a enter on the keypad. Now select the 5'8" lady and use the delete key to remove her. Move back to the right, select the scenes tab, and make sure that you're using that second cube down, which is the modeling mode, which is parallel projection. And then select the face of the house to give yourself a front view. You see the red x-axis and the blue y-axis. Use the pan tool to move your origin point down and to the left. I'll begin by using the line tool. It looks like a pencil, and you're going to select the origin and move up the y-axis. And with your pencil right on the y-axis, take your hands off the mouse and just enter 32 on the keypad and then enter. That'll give you a 32-inch tall table. Now I'm going to move my pencil to the right, and as I do, I'll see a red line, which means I'm parallel with the x-axis. I'll see a red horizontal line. That means your tabletop is perfectly straight. And with my hands off the mouse, I'm going to enter 24, which will be the radius of my tabletop. The diameter of the tabletop will be 48 inches. So I know 24, enter on the keypad. Now I'm going to hit escape. So I'm moving down to the bottom, and I'm going to start to form the base with the lines. This is the base of the table. Again, using the line tool, select that origin, moving across. When your pencil's right on that red axis, you want to enter, say, 14 on the keypad, and then enter. And then move up just a bit, and now you become a designer. The measurements aren't as important as the aesthetic appeal of your profile that you're creating. So as you watch, you can see I'm angling up, and then I'm creating a bit of a designer look to the table leg. It's just one leg. And here at this point, I'm actually going to hit escape, and I'm going to change to the arc tool. That's the tool under the pencil tool. And I use the second tool down, which is the 2-point arc. Select. And I'm going to click on that end point of my line, select, move it up a little, click again, and then pull my pencil to the right and make a bit of an arc. Click. Now I hit escape once again, return back to the pencil line tool, and then I move up and create a fun designer tabletop that looks like that. You know you've done it correctly if your profile turns white. That means it's a complete circuit, and all the lines are connecting to one another all the way around. Next, I want to go back to the orbit tool and rotate so that the Z plane is starting to rotate to become more of a top view. Now I go back to this rectangle tool, and the third tool down is the circle tool. I want to make sure I have a blue circle that I'm going to create. So I want to manipulate my pencil near that origin point till I get a blue circle. Click and pull until I see endpoint at the base, and then I click. And you'll know you've done it right if the circle turns blue. Now I go to yet another tool called, I select that push-pull tool, and the second tool under that is the follow me tool. Click. And then I select the profile, and again, I manipulate my pencil right to where that red axis is, and it appears that my table is fully revolved, and then I click, and there I have a nicely formed round table that I can revolve around and use the pan tool to centralize it a bit. I would recommend then having fun with the materials list. So look for this cube icon on the right. It says materials, and then use the small icon here at the very right where you have a magnifying glass. You select that, possibly go to the wood materials, let's say down here, and use your scroll wheel or this gray scroll bar to find a tabletop material. Let's just choose one quickly here. Now I've got one selected, and I can just use this paint bucket to start hitting different places on my table. Now this is fun to use multiple materials and see what kind of effect. So my table is going to have both wood and metal, and then I'm moving back up to the metal materials. I'll select this chrome color and then use the paint bucket again to select different surfaces on my table. And now I have both wood and chrome. Now you're not quite done yet. I recommend you use the display tab. It looks like glasses on the right here. Select it, and there's a button that says axes with a checkbox. You want to deselect that so your axes go away. Move down a bit and you'll see shadows off. You want to click it and turn the shadows on, and then you can use your slider to create a time and date that appeals to you. And then finally, the best part of this is then to return to the fourth tool up on the right, scenes, and return to perspective projection. Perspective is a much more natural look, and use your mouse wheel to zoom in on your table. Use your revolve tool to turn the angle slightly to a more aesthetic looking image, and then save your model. Hopefully once you select save, the familiar SketchUp box will return. Double click it. Down in the bottom left here, you'll name it table. And then remember, use the blue button at the lower right to save here. It's saving, as you can see. And then last but not least, I want you to move to these three lines in the upper left and click, and then export as PNG. That is the actual image that you'll end up turning in, and I want you to select the blue button at the bottom right. And you can see down here in the bottom left that it named it and saved it in my downloads folder. They called it PNG. I return to my downloads folder to verify it's there, and look, table is there indeed. I double click and mine opens in Paint. That is the image that you will turn in. I hope this lesson helps. Good luck.